Hello, everyone. Welcome, every time. Welcome to episode 3 of the Gilded City Flames of Vengeance. This is part 3 of our capstone campaign for the Gilded City crew. Hope you're all excited to follow along the end of their journey. These guys are now level 18, which is a real fucking headache, let me tell you. But if you are excited to see how this story ends, don't forget to like and subscribe and also leave a comment. Sorry about how things ended last time. I swear to you, I wasn't just being mean to Sam. He asked for this. Anyway, with that all being said, let's go ahead and dive on into tonight's episode. Last time, after a late-night message from Jinarra's parents and the sudden arrival of Amos Durant at Brightshield Villa, it became apparent that a plot within the works for Fear Kindler to wreak vengeance on Waterdeep with an alliance with the Red Wizards of Thay. The party chased after some Red Wizards who had stolen the Dragon Staff and faced off against them in the Plane of Fire. After a difficult battle, Octavia was able to recover the staff with a clutch casting of Time Stop, and it genuinely was one of the coolest moves I've ever seen a player pull off.
Hell yeah, it was.
It was amazing.
Hell yeah.
After the battle, the party returned to Waterdeep to debrief with Amos, sharing that they had learned that the Red Wizards planned to target their leader. They speculated who that might be, probably the president, but decided to call it a night with the plan to meet with the Open Lord the next day. While leaving Amos's tower, Bowmin sensed something was wrong and dove in the way of an assassination attempt against Amos. While the party was able to kill the assassin quickly, Bowmin died, and due to the Red Wizard poison, could not be resurrected. However, Bowmin had a vision of other soldiers of Cormyr and miraculously came back to life. Sort of, anyway.
He's not breathing.
So, this is where we left off. Bowmin has just inexplicably awoken from being dead. He is clearly conscious, but you don't see... And he had taken off his coat and I believe handed it to Artemis?
Yeah.
Is that correct? So, it's easy to see, his chest, and he's not, inhaling. But he's awake.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
What the hell was that?
Wait, I'm still coming back over. I'm still not there.
No, you got back
Okay.
over during Bowman's goodbye. You didn't miss Bowman's whole farewell.
What just happened?
Are you alive?
I'm gonna poke him.
I can still feel that, Nyx.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say, if making contact with Bowmin, it does feel like you're touching a cold corpse.
Amos is just silently staring in like shock.
Amos, can you do something about this?
I don't know what there is to do.
Like a spell?
What kind of
What
spell? He
spell?
just
Like
awoke from being dead.
a alive spell?
I
Here.
don't have an
Can you
alive
make
spell.
him
That's not
breathe?
something wizards do. That's cleric shit.
Fuck. We knew one of
What was
those.
the what was that what the
We
what
can
the
ask
hell
Alina.
what the hell was the don't use the diamond on me bullshit? What was that?
You can
Rory,
Did you know you were gonna come back?
no. I told you back in the forest when I died once that you don't need to waste that on me again. I just made sure you didn't.
All right. Okay, glad we just cleared that up. One last thing. Bam! I'm gonna slap you in the face.
No, I'm gonna no reaction. I'm just be like, all right.
Did you
Okay.
feel that?
Did you feel pain?
Yeah, it's like a tugging sensation.
Can you feel happiness?
It's more of a super. That's more like a broader term.
Yeah, but like, can you think you can feel happy again? Do you think you still experience joy and love? Or are you just no heart?
I
Poke him again.
my conscience seems to be fulfilling my old body. Forever, how much time? I do not know for sure. I did make a couple deals to come back, so
What kind of deals?
this is the end for me. After we're done with your Kindler, after we're done with the wizards, no more. End of the line.
Like you're just gonna when Fear Kindler dies, you're just gonna fall over and be gone?
I don't know how soon it will be, but I have to. I made a promise, and I have to keep it. I also promised that I would help you all, and I have to keep that.
Well, good thing we won't need any more help after we beat Phil Candler.
Hopefully not.
Yeah, all evil is stemmed from Fear Kindler.
Thanks.
What?
Ben, I'm just gonna walk over towards Amos and just
Yeah.
clock for other assassins?
Yeah. Go ahead and make a perception check for me. I will say with advantage because you're like on edge right now. Amos, by the way, as you stand up and do this, you realize like he's rapidly sending spells right now. Just muttering under his breath as he's sending a bunch of sending spells. What'd you get?
The advantage got me a natural 20 for 34.
Nice. Yeah, you are sure that there are no more assassins about. That the street is quiet and now. Amos finishes casting his series of sending spells. He's like, okay, there were other assassination attempts tonight, but the rest of them have been repelled for now.
Who were the assassination attempts on?
Someone tried to assassinate the Open Lord. Couple of casualties, but Karina, I don't know if you've met Karina. Yeah, I think you met her once. She managed to put down the assassin in the end. There was an attempt against the president. President is fine. He's got many bodyguards. A couple of other important officials, but no one died tonight, which is a good thing, obviously, but also I feel like this won't be the only attempt.
All right, so what's the protocol? What's the safe house? Who's the designated survivor?
Well, that's a great question. I know the policy for the Open Lord, but the president has its own policies, and I don't have a high enough sort of security clearance for that.
Can you stay with us?
Yeah, yes, I can, or I can make a dimmy plane for myself where I'll be safe for tonight. But I think you all should still come with me to meet with the Open Lord tomorrow, and potentially discuss getting you an audience in front of the president. You know, the fact of the matter is that as much as I dislike him and everything he stands for, the chaos of his death would be a problem. for
Who's
the-
second in command?
The vice president, who is more or less irrelevant and not in town.
Not in town.
That's probably a good thing.
The vice president is, I don't know, something of a useless position, to be quite frank.
Until it becomes very useful.
I don't know, right?
So, like, what's the worst case scenario if the president were to die? The vice president would be put up for president, right?
The vice president would step in, but they would have to get back here, and I don't know what sort of time frame we're looking at.
Can't we just like teleport them?
We could, but
Do they have the same political beliefs as Thaddeus?
yes.
Okay.
Step one. Is Bowmin still on the ground?
No.
All right, great.
Yeah, have you stood up?
Bowmin, well, once you've been talking, has just been pulling out the arrows that he got shot with, just, and then you doing a little bit of lay on hands just to seal up the wounds.
Yeah.
Just like put his coat in his arms. There, this is your armor. You're gonna need this.
No, it's yours.
Yes. You said you have to.
I have the plate armor,
Right.
so
Yeah,
Bowman's
he
covered
did get
armor.
plate armor in Ravenloft.
It's yours. It was my last gift to you.
I don't think that's true. You came back. That
I don't know if I'm really me yet, so we'll figure that out.
If you're really you?
Well, we need to figure out where we're going after this. I think, are we all going to Artemis's house to regroup, or are we going back to our humble abodes?
I mean,
I was gonna go to my home.
I was gonna go to my home, but now I kind of feel like
We need to stay with Amos.
and Bowmin.
I suggest
And together.
if Amos can do his plane anywhere that he comes to my place. Some of the refugees that were able-bodied already came to my estate to start training with Joyce. And I would imagine that my place is probably one of the safest areas right now in Waterdeep.
Yeah, that's fine. We can head back to your manor, and I can make my dimmy plane there. We can all go in.
Octavia, do you feel comfortable with the dragon staff? Would you like someone else to hold on to it while you visit family?
I thought I already gave it to Amos.
Yeah, she already gave it to Amos.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so yeah, he'll have the dragon staff at my estate.
you all start walking that way, but Amos is sort of musing as you're walking. You know, it seems from what I've been able to gather in my messages that I've sent out that the assassination attempts were against, major political leaders, which makes sense from a strategic standpoint. But not to state the obvious, but Fear Kindler's real ire is directed towards you all.
Yeah.
So I do wonder why there hasn't been a specific attempt against you all.
Well,
And
now
Bowmin
we
just
put
died.
that out into the universe.
Well,
And also Bowmin just died.
yes.
Bowmin died protecting him
Oh, I
in
see.
an attack on us.
I just think it's so weird that the vice president is out of town. Does anyone else think that's really weird? Am I the only one that thinks that's so weird?
I mean, they didn't know that there was going to be an attack by Fear Kindler until tonight.
I understand that, but I'm like, is this a coincidence? I'm perseverating
Probably
on this.
doing other. I mean, could it be sketchy and weird? Yeah.
Could
but
it be a spy?
He could be a spy, but
Could
also
it be that Ben never named the vice president of this in this campaign?
Yeah, I'd like to know the
Who's
vice
to
president.
say?
I want to know the vice president's name.
I cast pass without a trace, by the way. Just
Okay, great.
and
Yeah,
I would just like to be watching what's going on.
great. Great.
Yeah, wait, we should. All right, spells.
The vice president is named Lester Twaddle.
What?
That's why he's out of town. He's embarrassed.
Yeah, he can't show his fucking face.
What? I don't think any person with the last name Twaddle could have a political career.
Well, that's
Please
why he's the
bet
vice
10 out of
president.
10 that's the name for the
Please-
vice president we hate.
Please be him a turtle, like a turtle person.
If he's a
Waddle the
turtle,
turtle.
then fine. But
Wow,
that's the only time.
riding coattails.
He would have never made it out of middle school.
No.
He's I don't know what to tell you. He's very wealthy. He's never been, he's kind of like like an establishment, like Mitch McConnell type.
So he literally looks like a turtle.
We've talked about him before.
Mitch McConnell looks like a turtle.
We've had a Mitch McConnell mention in season 1.
Yeah, but it was a different guy.
There's 2 Mitch McConnells.
The guy in season 1 was
Well, Ben. Wait. If you want to see who the person in season 1, just go back to season 1 and
watch the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Whole thing for us
Watch
to
the
read
whole
and figure out-
thing and find the person I said.
and then come back to
basically
this
Mitch
video
McConnell.
and comment what video it's on.
Viewers, comment down below.
I have 2 different NPC tabs for the same character. I just realized. Whoops. Anyway. You make your way across town. It takes a little while, but you do eventually arrive back at the Darling mansion.
That's like 2 in the morning.
Are we all together, or did other people go to their respective homes?
I think we're all together.
Yeah, it's like 3 a.m. at this point. It's been a while, like making your way across town and all of that, but you arrive, Jinarra, you unlock the door, you get it inside, and you're in sort of the big entry foyer, and there's just a moment before suddenly, like, coming out of the shadows is like one of the refugees who's like startled awake at the sound and like came downstairs and has like fists up and then sees it's you and lowers them. It's like, oh, sorry about that. Welcome home. Should I wake up Joyce?
No, let her sleep. I'll talk to her in the morning. I know most of the rooms are full. Are there any empty ones right now by any chance?
Wait. Artie.
Hmm.
Do you need a room?
I'm a little tapped out for a room.
Amos says we don't need a room. I can summon anywhere. The refugee says the room that Joyce called the war room, which just seems like a dining room, is unoccupied if for whatever you're wanting to do. Thank you again for letting us stay here and train under Joyce, madam.
Just Jinarra, not madam. All good.
Okay. Lord Brightshield, is there anything I can do for you?
No, I'm all right. Just as you were, and if anyone else needs anything, I think Penny might need something.
Very good, my lord. Madam Presswell, is there something I could do for you?
Madam, she ain't married.
I just want to go to sleep. I'm tired of all this. I'm so tired.
Very good, very good. Amos's eyebrows are like up really high. And as you step into the war room, he's like, Lord Brightshield, huh?
Well, I was king for a hot minute.
Yeah, it's really just
It's an unofficial. I mean, the crown is still on his head. It's still glowing brightly. I think. I forget how long that spell lasts.
But
it's probably gone soon.
Amos casts a spell that you've seen Artemis cast before.
It's cool.
And summons his own magnificent mansion. A spectral doorway appears. And you all enter into his demi-plane sanctum. The place...
I do mutter under my breath, I can't wait to sleep with Artemis, which is the password for entering my magnificent mansion.
Of course. Very important. Amos's magnificent mansion is you enter and you are a little surprised by what you find within. It's not as grand as Artemis's mansion, and in fact it's very homely. It's like a very it appears to be a very simple like house. You see like photographs on the wall of like a family, two parents and a child, and the child bears a resemblance to Amos. Amos is like, sorry, this is my childhood home.
Oh, I thought that was your kid.
No. Hold on. He closes his eyes. I've made more rooms. So there's...
Oh, I was going to say, I made a kid.
No.
And-
Holy shit.
And
Not something I'm particularly interested in, to be completely honest with you. Not a kid guy.
you seem like an adult guy to me.
Right. Well, anyway, there are now enough bedrooms for everyone. So right up the stairs here, and he gestures to the stairs like right next to the front door. Like this, it's a very plain house. You know, a little surprising because like his wizard tower is made out of pure sapphire, and his magnificent mansion, which can be literally anything he wants it to be, is just a very plain, simple abode.
That's sad.
But you all make your way to your bedrooms unless you want to do anything else. And you can
Amos, where will you be sleeping?
my room.
And you can show us where that is.
It's top of the stairs. If you go up the stairs, you'll find it's now a really long hallway. It wasn't obviously not normally that long. Really long hallway. You can take any of the rooms except for the room right at the top on the left. That one's mine.
Left. That's you?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna just like start walking up the stairs, like summon the sword as I'm going up, and just distracting myself with a thing to do, patrolling, being a bodyguard.
Okay.
Do we want to set up shifts?
I'm going to sleep outside of the magnificent mansion. I'm not going to bring a bunch of people on Fear Kindler's hit list to Joyce without making sure Joyce is okay.
That's fair.
With that, unless anybody has anything else, you could take a long rest.
Thank goodness.
Just rest.
Wow, look at all those hit points.
It's a miracle.
Wow.
I certainly don't sleep well.
That's fair. The next morning, you all eventually come to, you awake to the smell of, breakfast, except for you, Jinarra, sleeping outside of the magnificent mansion.
I'm making breakfast in the actual kitchen.
Well, before you do that, like in the morning, Amos just kind of like pops his head out of the spectral door, like right around the time you wake up, and says, making breakfast inside if you want to join.
Do you mind if I bring Joyce?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, Jinarra, you go find Joyce. You know what time she starts her day, so she's probably already been awake for a little while by the time you wake up, because you all weren't getting back to sleep until extremely late. You find Joyce pretty easily. She's in sort of the courtyard, running drills with the people staying here. She nods at you as you enter, and she says, "Morning. Didn't want to disturb you in the war room. Didn't look like the most comfortable sleeping space in the world."
Well, if I bring someone who had an assassination attempt into the house, I want to make sure everyone in the house is okay.
I appreciate it, but don't forget that I can defend myself. I did train you, after all.
I know. Do you want some breakfast with the others?
Sure. I can. I mean, I already had some breakfast, but I could have a little something extra. Treat myself. Yes. Give me one moment. Then let me turn the drills over to someone else here. She sort of looks around the square, and then eventually says, "Eudora, you lead the drills from here." One of the people sort of nods and says, "Yes, yes, Miss Joyce," and proceeds to lead the drills. And Joyce turns to you as you walk back inside and says, "They're a little rough around the edges still, but they're getting there. Heard you had a run-in with one of them last night on guard duty."
Yes, we did. But hey, I appreciate that they are protecting the place. You run a tight ship.
Well, you know me. I'll tell Palace that you approve of his guard duty.
Please do.
The two of you enter the magnificent mansion. Eventually, everybody makes their way downstairs, and you all, as you are all entering the space, you see Amos realize that the dining room in his childhood home is not large enough to accommodate all of you, and he waves his hand a little bit, and the room expands, and the table expands. But it's like everything expands at the same rate. So the pictures on the wall expand, but they keep the same. Have you ever seen a picture on a computer that's been expanded too large and is really pixelated? It's kind of like that.
You can start to see the texture in the canvas.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Here's breakfast, and it's pancakes and eggs and bacon and all that stuff provided by the Magnificent Mansion's invisible servants.
Thank you. Invisible servants.
Right. I hope everybody slept well. Octavia, I checked in with your mother. She's fine. No one came after her. So, that's good. She's happy to hear you're okay.
Thank you.
And she will meet us when we go meet with the Overlord.
Excellent.
So,
Do we need to come up with backup plans? A meeting place if we all get attacked or separated. Something tells me this is going to be a regular occurrence.
Well, who has Amos's thing against
Oh, scrying. Is it Kyra?
Maybe. Let me check.
Amos's
yeah.
input of proof against
detection?
Detection and location.
detection and location.
That's exactly what we said, man. Why are you saying it?
Yeah.
Amos's thing.
It's a long
Yes.
name.
I have it. I am attuned to it.
So
we're, as long as you're within 60 feet of me, you are hidden from divination magic.
Well, what's the most central to the city? Like, who is the most central? Like, for a meeting spot.
we could meet at,
Honestly, in terms of the layout of the city, Artemis's townhome is probably the closest to the center of the city.
Maybe we could make that our spot to go if we
get
are lost. Unless we send each other messages otherwise. Who is able to talk or send stuff? Like, does anyone else have sending?
No.
I have message, which is a cantrip, so I can do it. But that's only 120 feet, so.
Right.
I can prepare sending.
Because I have sending too. It might be nice to have multiple people who can.
Amos,
What level is that?
how long have you known about the Red Wizards? Planning to.
Yeah, 3rd level.
How long have you known about the Red Wizards? In general, or
No, their plan. Is this a new information? Was this a surprise?
Well, so I mean, no one's friendly with the Red Wizards.
Oh, they seem like a bunch of nice guys. I don't know why would you say that?
No one's really friendly with them. They are a society that is, built upon magical advancement at all costs. And their leader, Saztam, is I mean, I don't know. I don't know how old he is. Centuries, millennia.
Well, what I'm getting at is, do you think that
I-
they're making their way here, or are we going to take the fight to them?
I would assume they're on their way here,
Hmm.
if they've allied with Fear Kindler. This is the thing that is a surprise to me. The Red Wizards are not friendly. They're not, I don't know. They're not friends of the Sword Coast Federation. But neither side has ever been directly aggressive against the other. It's sort of a... I mean, I don't know, a Cold War. But this is making it very hot indeed. The alliance with Fear Kindler is new, and it is new news. And I don't know why Saz-Tam would ally himself with a megalomaniacal red dragon, because Saz-Tam only cares about Saz-Tam. I assume Fear Kindler only cares about Fear Kindler. I don't know why. I don't know what would prompt them into forming an alliance with each other.
Common goal.
Perhaps. Enemy of my enemy and all that. I understand that, but I don't know. I wonder what could be holding the alliance together. What prompted the alliance in the first place. Do you have any additional information about Fear Kindler? I know this is a long shot, but
Great Worm.
what?
The Great Worm.
Yes. Oh, no.
Yes, I said something about this to you, and you said we'll handle that another time. No, literally, the first time we saw Amos, I was like, "There's a Great Worm happening," and everyone was like, "That's crazy."
I vaguely remember that.
10 out of 10. Great Worm.
I have a note in my thing that says Great Worm in the Multiverse. We don't know what that's about, but I got a nat 20, so I do.
Yes. Okay. I do vaguely remember you mentioning it. So Fear Kindler has ascended to be a Great Worm, which is the magical theory behind it is that dragons are uniquely tied to the material plane. There's something about a dragon's essence that ties them directly to the material plane in a way that few other beings are. There are some religious theories about it. There are some arcane theories about it, but whatever the case may be, the fact of the matter is that dragons are uniquely tied to the material plane. And the other thing is that one dragon can exist across multiple worlds of the material plane. But the different versions of that dragon are not typically aware of each other. They cannot draw on each other's power. On very rare occasions, a dragon, a particularly ancient dragon, may be able to forge a connection with their alternate selves and create one, I don't know, great worm, greater version of themselves. So you have reason to believe that Fear Kindler has ascended to become a great worm.
Great Worm? I hardly know him.
It's every time.
Yes. 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 I don't remember how we know that. Let me
Did
go
we
back.
get it from the last adventurers?
Oh,
Did they send that?
the Lich told us.
Oh, right. The Lich friend.
So we need the Ori so we can send Fear Kindler into the Ori because we're gonna need to send him somewhere. So we need to use the Ori to transport him or something.
That's not really what that conversation was. That conversation was more just like she said that Nyx could keep the orrery a little longer because
Yeah.
of the Great One.
I wrote she is chill with us keeping it for however long because she thinks we'll need it. We will have to send Fear Kindler somewhere.
Yeah, so she didn't say you'll have to send Fear Kindler somewhere. That's a part you made up on your own.
I know. It's in my notes, and notes are key.
In my notes, I have the Fear Kindler is tearing apart the multiverse from like the last session. Like we just learned that, right? Or
So
did Penny know that before?
These are from
if you guys talked about it last night, Amos is too frazzled to really sort of get it. I mean, it was a late night for Amos too, so he's
Well,
still
he's always on the clock.
processing everything. Okay, so if Fear Kindler has ascended to become a Great One, what does he need the Red Wizards for? Great Worm is one of the most powerful. But how did he become a Great Worm?
Can Great Worms die?
Yeah, I mean, they're still mortal.
Well, the Liches don't really die, do they?
And they're not
Matter?
banned from
He's
the
a
city.
worm now?
Sorry, what was that, Jinarra?
Does the staff matter? The staff that keeps dragons out matter if he's a worm?
He's still a dragon.
He's still a
It's worm WYRM. It's an archaic term for dragon.
Ah, I see.
But speaking of the staff, the Red Wizards are not kept out of the city by the staff.
No, they are not.
Yeah.
Obviously, because they've been able to get into the city. So is that why he needs them? Like, did he ally with them so that they could steal the staff and try to destroy it?
I think that would make some amount of sense. I don't know why they allied with him though.
Well, I mean, you said they don't like us.
Ultimately, the reasons behind the alliance aren't the most important thing in the world. It's just something that I'm curious about.
What is our next step?
So
Dr.
meeting
Lashana.
a meeting with Lashana, that will take place at the Palace of Waterdeep. He pulls out a stopwatch, opens it up. 2 hours. So if any of you have business in town you want to take care of before then, by all means do so, but be careful.
Can't take too long.
I think I'm going to visit Rose in my boat in Lucky real quick before
Well,
we.
Here's a
Can't do
thing that I will just remind everybody. We only have one amulet against being seen.
Oh.
And I do feel like that could be why we haven't been attacked yet, us directly.
Well, I can offer non-detection magic to individuals. However, I can only do it for 3.
Well, I don't think we all need to go in separate directions.
But if Bowmin, if you would like to go off on your own.
I don't need to be by myself per se, but if if we have a group thing that we want to do, I'm okay with foregoing my visit.
Yeah, we could all just go with you to see Rose, and if you need a time alone, you just don't go 60 feet away from us.
Yeah, I mean, Penny, if you want to see Rose too,
That's not what I said. That's not
Seems
what
like you might be interested in seeing Rose, Penny.
That's not what I said. I literally was just saying what Nyx was implying, but not saying.
Bowmin,
Well-
where is Rose right now? Is she at your
boat?
I would assume as much. It's still pretty early in the day, and regardless of how much I trained that girl, she was not an early riser.
A couple of you might also want to go see your families.
Well, that's
We've seen them though, right? Because haven't we been?
No.
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 Oh,
no.
because
But you just got here.
Jinarra was the only one who came back to Waterdeep immediately.
Oh.
The rest of you stayed at Brightshield Manor.
Oh, that's right. I forget Brightshield Manor is not right on top of Waterdeep.
No, Artemis has a townhome in Waterdeep.
Right.
But
that
the
is
manor,
not where the thousands of refugees came.
Yeah.
No.
In a townhome, one single townhome housing thousands.
So
Yeah.
how long have we been back though? How many 10-day?
We've been back like a day.
Well, since you
Back
got
in the
back,
material plane?
since you
Yeah,
got back to the
material
material
plane. Like a week and a half.
plane, it's been like a month.
And we never went to see our family?
None of
been
you
busy.
specified that you were doing that. The only one who specified she went back to Waterdeep was Jinarra. Literally no one else said, I'm gonna go back to Waterdeep and
this?
check in on my family.
When was this?
Well,
In the last session
at the
of
beginning.
season 2.
well, if we only have 2 hours left, why don't we make a pit stop at everyone just to check in with everyone?
Are we gonna be able to do that? We still have to then get to the palace. Like,
It's
I
2
think-
hours. Let's
I think
cut
you
our
are
losses. We'll be fine.
underestimating how long it's gonna take us to do
Amos
all
says,
this.
look,
We gotta walk everywhere.
Look, it's the middle of the day. If you get just try not to say anything too top secret. If you can split up, as long as you're not saying anything that you wouldn't want the Red Wizards to overhear potentially.
And remember, the people most likely to abduct you are family members.
What?
Huh?
Isn't that like what they say, right?
Well, I'm an orphan.
People
you gotta
you
be
know. I don't know about family members. They already have you.
All right. So we're all gonna go and we'll meet back up at the place. Sounds good.
I'll meet you all there in 2 hours.
You're okay being on your own, Amos?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Thank you.
Right.
You all depart from Amos's mansion, and is everybody going off separate ways then to check in on various things and people? All right, where's everybody going?
I'm going to my boat.
Bowman's going to his boat.
I'm going to go find freedom.
Okay.
Daggers.
Okay.
How far away is Artie's townhome from my house?
I mean, you could go to.
Could I go see Gamma and then go see my family?
Yeah.
Keep
Already
those
can I go
priorities in line.
Well, no, but I mean, if it's on the way, I don't know what's in which way. And I could all walk with you. I'll stop in so that I don't have to let myself in later.
Yeah, that's you could do that.
Yeah, we start walking that way, and then I say, "Look, I'll meet you there, all right?"
Why?
I just need to follow Bowmin for a bit.
Okay.
Watch him, but I'll be there.
I don't have a. Can you just give me the key to your house? Because I
I'm
don't
pretty
want to
sure
wait out.
your
I
dad's
don't want
just-
to wait.
Maybe would let you in.
Like I don't want to
Literally
wait
knock on the door.
outside. I don't want to wait
Knock on
outside
the
if
door.
I'm waiting for you.
Knock on the door. They'll open it for you. They know you.
If this is a prank, I'm gonna be so mad. But okay, be careful.
Danny knows you.
I
Yeah,
know,
man,
but
that's
be
you.
careful.
Your dad, who's probably there, knows you.
He's not there because Bowman's not there.
Good point.
All right, well, be careful.
Thanks. I just need to tail him just to see.
Yeah, you're taking this really hard, bud.
Yeah.
You think he's sneaking around?
No, I just
He's
need
got
to
another sun figure?
Well, Rose.
imagine. Well, Rose. It doesn't make sense.
You're suspicious.
Yeah, and I don't know why.
Well, okay. Follow your hunch.
All right, see you in a bit. I'll be there soon.
Okay.
And I will stealth after Bowmin.
Great. Make a stealth check for me.
Oh, wait. Pass without a trace. Is that a radius thing or is just anybody? For
Pass without a trace would not still be active at this point.
Okay.
That was last night at 3 a.m.
That's right. I forgot we slept.
That is a 27.
Ooh.
That does beat Bowman's passive perception.
Yeah. Even if I try to fight against it, I could not even make it. It's a nat 20.
Okay, so Bowman's going to his boat. Artemis is tailing him. Penny is going to go to Artemis's house first, and then going to go home. Jinarra's going to go find Freedom. Octavia and Nyx, what are the two of you doing?
I don't know. I'm really nervous about going to my house.
But there's pie.
Before everyone leaves,
Oh.
I'd like to offer, would anybody like
Yeah.
company?
Yeah. But
Okay.
I don't want to bring anything to my house or my family. So,
Wow,
Well,
you're a
we
good dog.
can go, and if you change your mind, you can leave a message for them and head
The
back.
city's full of like young
But-
boys who will take messages places.
yeah, but I don't.
There's Danny's at every single
And cooks
corner.
looking for good jobs.
There are Danny's and cooks fucking everywhere. One of them will rob a car.
And unfortunately, you did lose your cook while you were gone. Oh,
Aw.
darn.
Danny's become a Michelin star chef. It's okay.
I just got a good idea. Sorry.
Okay. So, Nyx, you're going home,
Yeah.
and Octavia's going with you.
Yep.
Great. All right. So, you all have split up to go check in, see how things are going. Bowmin, we'll start with you, and I guess Artemis tailing him. Bowmin, you make your way across town, eventually arriving to the docks. It takes you, a long time because you have to go all the way across town. You catch public, like trolley, for part of it. But eventually you make it over to the docks, find your houseboat there. As you arrive, there's no one there. Rose isn't there. Lucky's not there. And you're a little confused. You're looking around, and then at the end of the dock, you hear barking, and you see Rose is getting back from walking Lucky. And she's like, "Okay, yes, okay, stop tugging. Walks down to the end of the dock. He's like, Bowmin, you're back.
Yes, we arrived last night.
Well, it's your house, so you don't need my permission to go on in.
I was hoping to see that you were here. And Bowmin takes a second and gives Lucky a couple of good scratches and just I missed you, buddy. How's he been? Is he eating everything correctly? Like, is he eating enough?
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine. He's doing his best. No change from what you sent me, but he's, obviously older. So
Yeah.
he's slow, but he's obviously very excited to see you.
Oh, I love him so much.
And Lucky's head is like, after the excitement of seeing you, Lucky's head is like cocked weirdly, looking at you, like sniffs you, and it's like,
It's okay, boy. You're correct that something's wrong. I think we should talk inside if you got a minute.
yeah, I've been avoiding my parents, so yeah.
Understandable.
You enter the houseboat. Rose's Tressum, which is a cat but with wings, sort of is, you see up in like the rafters of the sort of living area of the boat, looks down at you.
Oh, I don't think I've met this one.
Um uh yeah, that's Patches.
Cute. Oh, first, sorry, let me give you a hug. It's been a while. It just,
Yeah, she gives you a big hug. As you pull apart, she has a little confused look on her face. She's like, Lucky's right, there is something off. I can't.
it's your divine sense probably tingling. I'm not alive. Just to put it out there.
What the fuck do you mean?
Knocking it out of the park since day one.
Well, there was an issue with Amos last night. Was attempted to be assassinated, and after taking many blows in the realm of fire, I succumbed to some poison, and was unable to.
Bowmin, it has been months since I saw you, and you were hitting me with a lot of information, right? Like, it. Can you start from the beginning?
Well, I was found in the forest outside of Cormier.
You know what I mean.
Oh. Well, and I relayed the information that happened while we were in Ravenloft and leading up to last night. We got word from Jinarra's parents that Firkinlu was allying with the Red Wizards and was planning to attack Waterdeep, and we quickly advanced towards Amos's tower, where we saw Octavia in shambles after being attacked. The dragon staff was stolen. We chased them into the realm of fire. I can't remember what the name of the realm they went to was.
Yeah. Pretty close, Plane of Fire. So yeah.
And we were able to retrieve the dragon staff, but unfortunately afterwards there was an assassination attempt on Amos's life, and I did my job as a soldier and protected the things I needed to protect. And unfortunately wasn't able to. I unfortunately died, and then after making a deal with the souls of my forgotten brothers and sisters, I came back for one last time. So I wanted to take a second and say that this might be our final meeting.
Well, don't fucking say that.
I have never been one to give false promises. I don't believe in them.
Oh, Torms, Gauntlet, what the hell is going on? She, like, is just, she's crying now, and also seems like it seems like she's trying to process a lot of information all at once, because you've just told her a lot of information all at once.
Rose, if I may be honest with you.
Sure.
I don't know if I ever really survived the Great Battle. Part of me really died almost 10 plus years now. And I think when I arose in that same field where all of my brothers and sister died, it was the first time where I actually chose to live, to come back. Because you, Artemis, Penny, Octavia, Jinarra, and Nyx, and Lucky gave me a reason all this time. And I didn't know that, and unfortunately it took me dying to figure that out. So thank you.
It was the Red Wizards that killed you?
It was someone on their side, yes.
Well, good. I don't have to feel bad about killing them.
Now, I'm not telling you this so you can live a life of vengeance. I lived a life of that myself for years.
Bowmin, you just told me that the Red Wizards and a fucking dragon are going to attack my home. Yes, okay? I ran away from home. I haven't spoken to my parents since I've been back in town. Been avoiding them like the plague. But Waterdeep is still my home. And what was the point of you training me if I wasn't going to fight for it? So, I'm sorry to tell you this, Bowmin, but I am going to fight, whether or not you want me to live a life of vengeance.
I'm very proud of you.
Well, I'm fucking pissed at you, but thank you.
And I'm sorry that I have to ask you one last favor before I go. I have to take a moment and write my final last wishes. When all things are said and done, I wish you to deliver them to the party that you know as mine, as in tandem.
Oh, God.
Which means that you cannot go out and die on this battle.
How about this? You can leave the notes. That's not going to stop me from fighting. If...
I'm not saying you can't fight. I'm saying you just can't die.
Fine, I won't die.
Also, if you see Artemis after I'm gone, just check on him every once in a while. He needs a reassurance that there's not just only him fighting the good fight. He's not alone.
I would assume he has the rest of your group for that, too.
Sometimes he doesn't realize that.
And he's a good guy. Things are... I don't know. Weird.
I don't know. You're both figuring it out. You're both young still. Just take the time. Take your time. But yeah. I'm sorry that I didn't come to you alive. I tried to, but I didn't make it.
Well, what's next in the life of an undead adventurer?
Well, we're going to meet up with a certain individual in the middle of the city that I'm blanking on her name at the moment. Big things happened in the last 24 hours. And after that, I don't know. The plan overall is to end Fearkindler and these Red Wizards. Red Wizards attempt to overthrow or attack Waterdeep. But could you do me a favor after I leave here? Find yourself to the dockside daggers and huddle with them. They'll probably be fighting. But at least you won't be alone.
All right. Fine.
Bowmin goes into what he used as his room
Mm-hmm.
and just takes some leisure and starts writing things down.
While you're in the process of all of this, Artemis, did you follow Bowmin all the way here?
Yeah, I think he lingered like beside the boat for a good while. And then when there was not sound of any problems or anything, he eventually made his way.
Okay.
Okay.
As you start to walk away, you hear someone say, see, I knew we had a lot in common because I never trusted anybody either. And coming out from behind some crates is Firan Zalhonen.
I've been wondering when I was going to see you again.
Hey, I gave you your hair back. This is not magic. This is just me being in Waterdeep, seeing a gentleman tailing his friend and wondering, what's that all about?
You know, funny enough, I was going to ask my friend to send you a message.
And what would that be?
Well, the last time we spoke, you were speaking of red wizards.
Indeed.
Lo and behold, we just ran into them. Any connection?
Me, no.
That's good.
I would not deign to join the Red Wizards. They are led by a sorry excuse for a lich, as far as I'm concerned.
What is it they would want with a red dragon, you think? A really powerful red dragon. What do they want? What are they missing?
Well, one of my chief advisors was an ancient black dragon, shadow black dragon. You all met him.
Who did?
Let's see. Why did I decide? Well, I mean, there's no better feather in the cap of an archmage than getting a dragon to do your will. But this dragon talking about a very powerful red dragon. Red dragons are not. They're not known for their loyalty, I will say. But dragons are intelligent creatures. They can reason just as well as you and I. Some of them better than most mortals. It's hard to say what the Red Wizards might want with a red dragon, unless, of course, they were considering the red dragon a pawn in a long game. A long game that Saztam has seemed to be playing for many, many, many centuries. And quite frankly, if I had been alive as long as Saztam, I would have already conquered the continent. So I don't know what his business is, why he's so slow at this, but...
Well, not everyone can be you, I suppose.
No, not everyone can be me. In fact, I will have you know, as far as I'm aware, no other Dark Lords have gotten out of Ravenloft. So, I'm kind of the biggest deal there is.
My goodness, your ego almost rivals my own.
Yes, I suppose it does. In order to consider pursuing lichdom, I suppose you must have a certain amount of ego, as you put it. Listen, you say Red Wizards are doing something? They're making a move right now? I have sort of heard whisperings of that myself. Saztam, it seems like, is, how shall I say? I've only been here a month. So forgive me if I don't have the full context for everything, but it seems like Saztam is constantly dealing with other wizards in his country trying to usurp his position. It seems like that's been a problem for many centuries now. Now look, I'm not trying to tell another lich how to run his kingdom, but if I were him, I would have outlawed the study of the arcane so that nobody could compete for my position. I mean, what the fuck is he doing? But
I
that's
hate how
not
much
how
I
it
like this guy.
So, my suspicion is that Saztan feels like his position is threatened by someone or some group of individuals within his court, some other powerful mages, some other powerful liches that are part of Thay. And he thinks that by doing this great act of conquest, it will set him up for ultimate victory. Of course, in Thay, when so many of the great and powerful are liches, the only way to usurp another lich's position would be to discover where they hide their soul. And as far as I know, no one's discovered where Saztam hides his. But he must feel threatened if he's allying with a red dragon.
Hmm.
Is he coming here?
Something tells me Waterdeep's caught his attention at the very least.
Well then, perhaps I'll stick around this city. Could be I could meet the man himself.
I'm sure that would give you some very interesting insight.
I'm sure it would.
And if it does happen, for old time's sake, you and me, whatever the hell this is, if you wouldn't mind, if you're going to choose a side, we've helped you once before.
I promised you that I would do you no harm, and I will keep that promise. That is what I will assure you. Nothing more, nothing less. How's that?
I think that sounds reasonable.
Very well. You know, I don't forget, you all did me a great favor by retrieving me my spellbook. And I do appreciate it.
It's eerily pleasant to see you again.
Well, likewise, Lord Brightshield. Farewell. And perhaps we'll see each other again in the coming days. Who knows?
Well, you probably.
I don't have to give a foresight.
Not yet. And I'll just start like walking away.
Nice.
He just stands there. What does that mean?
Is that a lie?
And I will head back towards.
Yeah.
Well, first I'm gonna linger and make sure that I'm gonna stay a little longer and make sure that he doesn't like blow up the fucking boat or something.
He doesn't, as you stride away, then duck around a corner and like keep an eye
Yeah.
on him and make sure that he doesn't blow up the boat. And he seems to like chuckle to himself a moment. He looks around, he spots you spying him, gives you a little salute, and walks away himself.
Great. I'll linger and then I will get my ass back to my place and make sure that Danny does actually let Penny in.
Yeah. Speaking of, Penny, you arrive at Artemis's townhouse for your first stop. You knock on the door. As a moment late, you have this moment of like, I swear to God, if they don't let me in, but the door opens. You see Artemis's teenage butler in training, Danny, standing there in his very nice little nice little Brightshield, like butler uniform.
He's so young.
And he says, good morning. Like, he does, his eyes don't immediately clock you. It seems like he's got them, like, partially closed as he's trying to remember the spiel that he's developed. And he's like, good morning, welcome to Brightshield Manor. The master of the house is not in currently, but I can take a... And then he sees, oh, Miss Presswell, hello. What
Hi,
can I
Danny.
do for you?
Yeah, I just actually we stopped in recently on business, and I was hoping I could see Gamma.
Yes, Master Gamma is in. Please, come on in.
And while I have you, Artie's been really busy, but he wanted me to let you know, just because I used to live here and I know people and stuff. He wants to see if you could pass along a message to rehire the cook that Artie had fired before, and he wants it triple the salary that he had it with because he was really happy with his work and he misses him.
I make a persuasion check.
I didn't bring out my dice. Hold on.
Oh, that's
Not a lot of checks so far this episode.
that's a good bit.
It's a good bit.
30-20.
30-20.
Danny, don't let me down.
You know Artemis will never realize. He's still
okay.
working.
Well, the cook quit, but I will.
Yeah.
I will see if he would be open to coming back.
Yeah, and triple what he made before. Artie really liked his stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'll send out. I'll see if I can get in touch with him.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Danny. And I'll put in a word to the big guy that you're doing a good job.
Okay. Well, come on in. You know where this. Sorry. No. The sitting room's right over here, and he was almost like, you know where the sitting room is. He's like, wait, no, I'm doing my job. Leads you like inside to the sitting room, and Gamma is like already in there. Actually, Gamma is like bent over next to the phonograph. They have disassembled the phonograph and are like in the process of looking at some of the delicate little components. And Danny says, excuse me, Master Gamma, Penny Presswell is here to see you. Gamma looks over and you see the automaton, cock their head and it's like, Miss Presswell, oh my goodness, sets down the little pieces of the phonograph, comes over, shakes your hand. It is so good to see you again, and it's been many months since any of you have stopped by Brightshield Manor.
Yeah, I know. We've been really, really busy. I think Artie's on his way too, so you'll be able to see him.
Oh,
how good? Things are good?
Yes, things are well. Things are well. It is very strange being the only legal sentient automaton in the nation. There have been a lot of court proceedings I've had to attend in the last several months, but I am learning a lot.
Would you say you're happy?
Yes, I suppose I am. It's nice to be free.
Good. Nice.
My creator, Evenwood, he tried to argue in court that I was little more than a tool or a calculator. But my defense attorney did excellent work. And was able to get the court to agree that I, at the very least, am a person.
Great. That's awesome. All right. What do you do during the day? You do this? You take stuff apart?
I have found myself occupied with a number of different little projects. I just try to learn how different things work.
Hmm.
Not sure what is next for me.
Yeah. You should talk to Nyx sometimes. You know, she does all that kind of stuff too. Takes things apart, puts them back together, makes them explode.
Is Nyx back in town as well?
Yeah, I guess we all are back in town for a little bit, yeah.
Oh, very good. Yes, perhaps I will. Well, can I get you anything?
No, I got another stop after this. I just wanted to make sure you were good.
I'm very well, thank you. Are you well?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Good. Well, I hope to see you again soon.
Yeah.
Take care.
You too. What a
and
cutie.
You depart to go back to your house. As you're like walking down the street, Artemis is coming the other direction, coming back to your house. So you run into each other.
Everything
Hey.
good?
Yeah. I had a run-in with that the lich from the one we know.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know his name currently because Matt doesn't remember names.
You're
but,
in Zalhonen.
yeah, Theron. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's
That's
that
crazy. You were gone for 40 minutes and you ran into
Yeah, well, yeah, he's around. You know, I was always wondering if I'll tell everyone else too, but I was always wondering if he like was kind of behind some of the Red Wizard things because he mentioned it to me like a month ago that he knew of them when he returned my hair, was it? But I mean, I'm never gonna trust the guy, but he seems at least not against us and more against this Red Wizard than anything. He had some interesting insights. I'll share it with everyone when we're back together.
Okay.
You on your way to your folks?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll
Where are
see
we
you.
meeting afterwards? Are we meeting directly there or are we?
Oh, yeah, I think we're meeting directly there.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I'll see you in a bit then.
Yeah. All right.
Penny, you head to your house. Artemis, you arrive back at the townhouse. As you enter, Danny hears the door open and he rushes forward. He's like, "Oh, Master Artemis!" He does a little like half bow nod. Good to see you again. Everything in the house is in order except the phonograph, which Master Gamma has disassembled for a project.
Oh, glad to hear it. Good to see you, Danny boy.
Yes. Also, I understand the directions that Miss Presswell gave me from you, and I will work on that as quickly as I can.
Yes, remind me of those.
She said you wanted to rehire the cook and offer him triple the salary to come back.
Slight misunderstanding. Her father is the one that I'm interested in. I have heard that he is particularly a good cook. And I would like to try his cuisine. Could we try hiring him on? And if he says no, then fine. But that's the one I'm interested in. Sorry for that miscommunication.
Okay, I'll get in touch with Penny's father and see if he would like to come work as the cook here.
That's perfect. Not paying as much. You know salaries. You're fine. I have a little bit of news to share with you both, if you wouldn't mind me.
Yes, Gamma's in the sitting room.
Right. Well, I'll go say hi. I greet Gamma, blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to basically give them the heads up. Hey, I mean, I have communicated. I've sent letters before now being like, we all did this thing. There's a million people at Brightshield Manor.
Right.
But basically giving the latest news about the dangers of Waterdeep, and
Yeah.
if they would like to leave and go to Brightshield Manor, that is probably off of folks' radar potentially for now, or if things start going belly up, like
Yeah.
I don't know, use the funds to purchase a safe room to install it in the bottom of the house or something.
Would I be permitted to bring my parents?
Of course. Of course. If you want, they're not living here already. Danny, if you want them to live here, just move them in.
We have a house.
That's great.
Where I work.
All right. Yeah, whatever you need for, they're more than welcome. Especially with some of the scary dangers. And don't feel a need because either of you, I can buy another house.
Gamma
I can't buy more of you guys. So
Gamma says, I appreciate this, Artemis. However, I will be staying, mostly because I do not believe that there is elsewhere currently that would extend me my rights. So,
well, after all this is over,
share whatever fate Waterdeep has.
well, when this is all over, let's you and I look into that. I've got a great room at the Vintage at the Manor if you wanted.
Well, thank you.
Anyway, I've got about an hour, 45 minutes or so.
Danny says, well, in that case, I have a very long list of messages for you.
Yeah, Danny, fuck me up. Let's go.
All right, so Danny starts going through all your messages with you. Let's check in real quick with let's check in with Nyx and Octavia here. The two of you have made your way all the way across town into some of the poorer neighborhoods, and you make your way to the Leffery household.
Whew. I didn't think I was gonna be nervous to see them
It'll be
again.
okay. I'm right here. But if you'd like me to wait outside, I can too.
That's okay.
As you enter the house, do you knock on the door or just unlock it with your key and go in?
I start to knock and then I'm like, oh, what am I doing? And I just go in.
Yeah, as that happens, you enter sort of the kitchen, big table in the center of it is sort of the first room by the back door, which is usually how you enter. And as you enter, your mother had heard the knock on the door, and she comes rounding in,
Mom?
and she's got like
Hello?
she was like coming around the corner, it's like, who's there? And then she sees you, and she like drops the sort of laundry that she was carrying. She's like, oh, Nyx, it's so good to see you again. And she runs forward and envelops you in a big hug, and she's crying a little bit because it's been several months since she's seen or heard from her daughter.
Directly. We sent messages.
Yes, directly. I was so worried. Your friend kept stopping by to pass on messages, but we hadn't heard anything directly from you. Are you okay? What do you need to eat? Are you hungry? Do you...
I'm okay right now. But I do know some fans of your hand pies if you have any ready.
Well, I can whip some up. I don't have
That's
any
okay.
ready right now, but
You
I'm
don't have
happy to whip some up.
That's okay. That's okay. I just wanted to come by and
Oh.
say hi. I can't stay for that
Well,
long.
Your father is at work. I wish he was here to see
Shit,
you.
that's right.
What's going on? What are you back in town for permanently, or?
I mean, yeah, yeah, probably. Um, we we were planning on coming back, but we were kind of um hastened back into town. Um, but somebody had an emergency. So, but I don't know. We've been helping. It's been a long. Oh my God, a lot's happened. How do I sum up all of that in
I'm
like
gonna put my hand on her shoulder. It's
um
okay.
basically we've helped a lot of refugees make their way to well,
That
I
was
guess
you.
Cormier. Yeah.
Oh, your father said some of the refugees have started working at the factory.
Yeah. So that's been like the last
They
month.
tell very strange stories about being from a whole other
Yep.
world. I don't understand any of it, and your father doesn't understand any of it, and so he tells me like what he understands from it, which isn't much. So I understand even less at that point, you know.
Yeah. They were from kind of another world, but also they used to be from our world, but then everybody forgot about that city because they got forcibly dragged to this other world against their will.
You kids and your strange
I mean,
magical phenomenon.
it was a long time ago too, like many generations have passed since then.
Well,
But they're fine now. Some of them did decide to stay, which shocked me. But yeah, we're hoping that everybody will get integrated into society and it'll go smoothly. But um, we are I we do have like I said, we came back because um something came up. So I am not entirely sure how long it's gonna be that we're dealing with all of this mess, but after it's all done, I think I'm home for
you
a while.
keep busier than either of your sisters, let me tell you.
How are they? How oh my gosh, how is are you, is there news?
Yes, Orla did give birth to, yes, you're an aunt now. Congratulations. Yes.
Why are you congratulating me? You're a grandma.
Well, I've known about it for longer than you have.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
I
not.
didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
You birthed her.
Yes, you are an aunt now, to a wonderful, very cute child. Um, his name is Bill Braun. And Bill Braun was Glim's father's name.
Yeah, I think it sounded familiar. Are Orla and Glim good?
They are ecstatic.
Good.
So things are going very well. As you know, they've been trying to have children for a very long time. And they were really only able to, make this happen because of the money you were able to give them. So they owe a lot to you, and I'm sure they would really like to thank you in person. How long do you have? I could let them know that you're back in town and we could all get together and have a little party and...
Um, Yes, I would love to do that. I have like maybe an 45 minutes right now before I have to head out, so it's a little tight.
Well, when are you free for a nice dinner party? We'll have your sisters over, we'll have Glim come over, you can meet the baby, Nissa will be there too, you know.
That all sounds great. Uh,
Are you free tomorrow night?
no idea. I'm just gonna be frank with you, Mom. I do not know what my schedule is for the next couple days, few days, week, 10 days.
All right, well, you let me
I
know
will
when you're free,
let you know.
and we'll get together.
Yes, and yes. We will plan something. We can, yeah. I'm not, I promise, Mom, I'm not putting this off. I really want to see everyone. I just have some big things that need to be taken care
Young people
of.
stay very busy indeed.
I'm so sad that I missed all that.
Well, you'll be able to catch up with everyone soon.
Yeah. In the mean, I will be around. So if you need me, do you remember my friend Jinarra?
Of course.
So I'll be either there or at my friend Artemis's house. One of the two places. I'm not entirely sure. I think we're staying at Jinarra's. But a lot's been happening. But in the meantime, before we have our celebration, just tell everyone to be careful. We're there. We're in town for. We came back to town for a reason. A big reason. That is related to all the stuff that happened before I left.
Oh dear, well that doesn't sound very good. You know, are there I'll tell everyone to stay safe.
Yeah. Watch out for Red.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but okay.
Yeah, just beware of Red.
Oh, well, it's so good to see you again, honey. And
So
she
good
gives
to
you
see
another
you
big
too.
hug. And then she comes over to you, Octavia, and gives you a little hug around your legs too. Like, oh, it's good to see you as always, sweetie.
Yes, thank you. And we'll be sure to check in. I'll send Nyx back when she's available.
Well, I'll keep you to that. And of course, you and the rest of your friends are invited to the welcome home party too.
Oh, thank you very much. I think it might be best for the first one. We'll just send Nyx and we can set up another time for the rest of us.
All right, dear. But anytime you want my pies, especially that strapping half-orc young man in your party, he seems to love my cooking, so he is welcome back anytime.
I actually, do you have anything just lying around?
She rummages around for a little bit, and then it's like, here, you take him this. It's not much, but it's what I have, and it's like, some of her homemade like jam and a little bit of bread.
Thank you. He will. He'll appreciate it.
With that, the two of you depart there. Jinarra, you were going to go see Freedom.
I am. I'm casting Pass Without a Trace on myself
Sure.
on the way there
Sure.
too.
Yeah, you eventually make your way to the like underground cistern hideout for the Dockside Daggers, which Freedom has taken over since you all killed Venny. And the you give sort of the passcode to enter, you make your way in, and Freedom sort of comes into the room, and she looks much as you remember her, tiefling woman, missing half of one of her horns. She's wearing slightly different clothes, but similar, similar, just a fresh fit, but still like within her sort of general style, general vibe. Pretty casual. Red belt around her pants, of course. And she says, Jinarra, how good to see you again. It's been a few months.
It's been a while.
What's going on? What can I do for you?
I was hoping we could chat. By any chance, is there somewhere where we could go privately where wandering ears might not be able to hear us?
Let's step into my office. Step into her, her office, which is just a side room in this cistern area, but she shuts the doors. She checks to make sure that it's clear. She's like, well, I think this is as clear as it's gonna get if you don't want anyone listening in.
What about by magical means?
That's a little outside my area of expertise, unfortunately.
That's fine. I'll be a little bit vague. I'm back in town.
Yes, that's great news.
But unfortunately I'm back in town for a reason. Our big fiery friend is making his way back to the city with allies.
Well, shit.
We are working on some plans, but I'll put it bluntly. We need help.
Okay. Well, the daggers are the best eyes and ears in the city, so we'll keep an eye out for anything, and I will look into sort of some private channels that I have access to and see if there's anything else I can glean. I'll reach out.
Have you heard of any attacks by any friends in red clothes?
Like,
Would red wizards be wearing like red robes or anything that I could? Okay.
yeah, they wear red robes, yeah.
I figured.
Like red, like our sashes, or like different?
Like robes.
I see. Not that I'm aware of, but I'll keep my eyes open, and I'll tell everybody else to keep their eyes open and their ears to the ground. If our scaly friend is on his way back to town, and you said he has allies, well, let me pull on the threads that I can find to see if I can uncover anything useful. Does one of you still have the sending stone that I used to contact you all with?
I think Penny is the one who has that now.
Okay. Well, I'll reach out if I hear anything.
Okay. If any of your people have any fighting skills they feel like sharing, Joyce's training. I don't know if you've heard of the refugees from Cormyr.
Yes, we've been helping some of them out here and there as they're able. I'm bit by bit trying to reform the daggers from the cutthroat organization that Vinny ran. We're getting there.
Skill sharing of the weapon sort might be timely right now. Joyce is training who she can over at my estate.
I'll see if I can spare anyone. It's been a while since I've been there. Maybe I'll go there.
That would be wonderful. If any people are unable to make it out in time, small number of people, could we potentially give them this location if they need as safe a place as possible to hide?
That
I
one
do
might
not
be.
think it's as safe as
I'll see what I can do, but the secrecy of this location is very important.
That's fair. And I want it to stay secret for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll see what I can do.
All right. Who's your second in command these days?
Ooh, I haven't really found a replacement for you yet, so.
Seems like I might be back for a while.
Oh. Position might still be open.
Good to know.
You leave your meeting. Penny, you make it back home to your dad's house, and your house, and you you let yourself in, and you hear, first of all, you hear Artemis's album playing on the phonograph, because your dad has become a die-hard fan of his music. And you also hear, "Gods damn it, Snack! You cleaned me out again!"
What? Why does my dad have hobbies? Him losing his job is the worst thing that happened to me.
As you enter the drawing room, you see your dad and Snack and a couple of your dad's other poker friends are playing a game of poker. Snack is like scooping up a bunch of a bunch of chits. Snack, little goblin shopkeeper man. Your dad, of course, his hair is graying, but he's still the same, bright ginger hair that everybody in your family has. And he looks over as you come in. He's like, "Penny, you're back in town. Welcome back. Do you want to start the music?" And one of the other guys takes the needle off the wax cylinder.
You gotta open up your music taste, Dad. You can't be playing Artie's record all the time.
But this was me opening up my music taste.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize you were back in town.
Yeah, we got called in. So we're gonna be here for a little bit, I guess.
Well, he stands up and he gives you a hug, and I'm glad you're back home safe. You've been gone for a long time.
Yeah.
You're
Sorry I didn't write or come back right away. We've been really busy.
That's okay. Your brothers are in town, so they've been able to check on me.
Nice. Are they good?
I don't need you all to check on me, but I appreciate the checking in all the same.
Yeah.
Are
they
they're
good?
fine.
Okay.
Things in the army are, I don't know, normal.
Yeah. Bowmin's back too. I'm sure he'll love to see everyone and play poker with you guys.
Snack's like, "God damn it, while he was gone, I was the best one here. And now he's back, I have to be number 2 again? Bullshit."
Yeah, well, That is how it is.
It is how it is. Well, hey, I'm glad you stopped by, because honestly, I shouldn't be here playing poker in the middle of the day.
Yeah,
I
this
should be
is
running my
crazy.
shop.
This is really crazy. It's like 11 a.m.
Yeah, we slipped in a midday game of poker here and there.
Don't you have like a business with like operating hours?
I do. Yes,
Okay.
correct. And if you would like to buy any of my enchanted magical items, you're welcome to come by anytime.
You got anything fireproof?
Maybe. I'll
Isn't
take a
the
look.
thing with Snack that some his items like malfunction?
Yeah, isn't that like equally good and a curse at the same time?
You know, his magic items might have little drawbacks. It's fine.
They're not drawbacks, they're features, all
They're
right?
features. They're not bugs.
They're features. Step it up for his friend.
That's right. Yeah, the rest of the poker gang like gathers up their stuff and leaves, and your dad's just like, what's going on? You said something brought you back to town. Is everything okay? Are you okay?
Yeah. I mean, it's like normal bad stuff. It's not anything that's like bad. It's like a normal bad, I would say.
Penny, your normal bad is insane.
Yeah, but it's like
had
not
to hide at your friend's house for weeks.
Yeah, you did.
And you know what? As mad as I was about it at the time, he had a nice house.
Yeah, he has a great house. Yeah.
His music's pretty good.
Okay, we gotta get you on something else.
It's not a crime to like his music.
No, it's not, but it's like the principle of it all. And now he's like the king of like a bunch of like, it's like 5,000 refugees. It's out of control.
Penny, look, all I'm saying is you two are already close. It could be a really good thing for us if
I worked my ass off to buy this mediocre house for you. This is as good as it's going to get. Okay? This is it.
I apologize.
Yeah.
To be ungrateful about you saving the family house.
Yeah. Whatever. I need to get back to a
I
meeting.
am glad you're home.
Yeah. It's nice to be back in Waterdeep. I didn't realize how much I missed it. We were in some weird places. Lots of ghosts. I saw there was this guy that pretended to be my mom. That was crazy. And then I shot Artemis, which was also crazy. But
shot Artemis?
Yeah, he's alive. So it was, yeah. I mean, I did some damage. I'm a great shot. I'm just saying he's alive. He's okay. But yeah, it was a lot. But yeah.
Well, again, your brand of things are bad is really bad. So, is there anything I should do?
For right now, just lay low. But I mean, I'll send you a message if you need to go. Maybe have like a bag packed in case you need to like go to Artie's townhouse or another undisclosed location that I'll let you know via psychic message, but
Okay.
And let Peter and Paul know too.
I'll let them know.
All right.
It's good to see you.
That's good to see you too.
Take care, sweet.
Yeah.
Give you a hug. And with that, you all reconvene at the Palace of Waterdeep. This very large, sprawling, stately palace. It's got blue roofs. It's got elaborate stonework. And you see at just sort of the gatehouse entrance, there's a line of people who are being charged an entry fee. And then you see, like, beyond that, you see, like, somebody with, like, a big umbrella holding it up in bright colors, like, The 11:30 tour, please come over this way. If you have passes for the 11:30 tour of the Palace of Waterdeep, please join me over here. And as you step up, one of the security guards clocks you on and says, you all look like you match Amos's description. Names, please.
Nyx Leffery.
Penny
Bowmin.
Presswell.
Bowmin of Collier.
Octavia Barret.
Jinarra Darling.
He's checking.
Lord Artemis Brightshield.
He's checking his. He's checking like a clipboard with like stuff written on it. All right, and I am supposed to ask, where did you? What does this mean? What plane did you travel to in the middle of the night last night?
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank God someone else was here. I was like, the demi plane? We were in his childhood home?
American Airlines.
And just
Hear it.
one last question. Where?
Insight check on the guard.
Make an insight check.
I like to think Nick said that out loud.
Insight.
Insight
Yeah,
check. 25.
he's doing his job. He's making sure.
I just
He's making sure you
can never
before
be
he lets you
If
in.
we didn't check.
Before
if we
if you didn't check, he could have been evil.
Yeah.
But now he can't.
But now he can't because he checked.
Yeah.
He's doing his job. One last question before I lead you in. What room was Amos's bedroom?
Up the stairs to the left.
That's what it says here. Okay.
You
Here
wrote them down?
he gives you all badges basically to wear, to clip on, to say like visitor on them.
The White House.
And he hands you over to a couple other security guards who lead you inside. You're led through these like really lavishly decorated halls as you see tour groups moving through. Somebody's pointing at like this mural that was painted on the ceiling and says, this mural was painted 900 years ago to celebrate the victory of blah, 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 blah. But you're led through this palace, which at some point was a royal palace, but it is no longer a royal palace. It is simply the seat of government for the Open Lord, and also a place where a bunch of tour groups go. And you are eventually led into a secure wing of the Palace of Waterdeep. And I don't think any of you have taken advantage of this tour because it's very tourist trappy. It's one of those things that a local would never fucking do. It's all out-of-towners who come to do this. But you're eventually led to a secure wing of the palace, and Amos meets you at the entrance of the secure wing, and he says, glad to see you all made it safely here. Right this way. Let's go meet with Lashana. And with that, let's go ahead and end tonight's episode. We'll pick back up here next time. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.